Hello team, Steam approved the playtest build a little sooner than I expected, and actually I wasn't even expected to get it approved, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with this tutorial video slash my current progress. You can actually play the playtest build by just going to the Steam page. It says request access, but everyone is allowed access, so if you hit request access, you'll get access. That's a lot of access. Anyway, let's get on to it. Okay, this is the first screen you'll see when you join, when you start up the game. Obviously there's no tutorial, so I'll go really quickly, or quickly for me, through things you can do. You can start. This is the build mode. You have these modes down here. There's build, code, deploy, evaluate. This is PvE, this is PvP. You have your settings. So first thing you would do is make a new drone. Enter the drone name. This NPC checkbox is not really relevant right now. It's mostly for me right now, so I can make NPCs, but it would also, you can also do it and it will not restrict any parts and everything like that. This is import string. This is if you're exporting a drone. We don't need that right now. So now we have this ABC drone, ABCD drone, and it doesn't have a body. It has no body. I think a lot of us can relate. So let's add one. So I have a lot of the parts here. This is like a dev build, so a lot of the parts are unlocked. Initially you'll only have triangle body, but everything's unlocked for demonstration purposes. We picked the triangle body and it's there. You can see the little, this is spinning a little too much. These are slots you can put stuff into. Initially you will not have any of this, but we will have an engine, and we will have this M gun, basic machine gun. I haven't really done any good naming for anything. Now we need ammo for it. You'll have this basic bullet. This mod you will not have yet. Okay, so yeah, it's basic building. Let's see, let's go ahead and put an extension here. You can extend and put other parts on this here. Okay, so if you want more options for stuff, there's usually a right click. So this would, I can right click here, I can rename it to whatever. I can edit its colors, which would just change every color here. You can also edit colors individually on parts. So you just have to unlock it. This is locked to the main color. We unlock it and we can make it this color and then accent something else as well. Okay, so now it looks funky. You can go ahead and lock the color again to revert back to the base color. Then we can toggle it to be NPC. We can clone it, which will make the same one here, and we can export it. You can copy this, you can share it, then you can import it here, and that's also, I mean, it's all the same. So I mean, cloning is easier if you're there. Now as far as parts are concerned, you can mirror a part, which is only kind of useful for these extensions right now, because you might want to make them symmetrical here. You can, this is not in the current version. You can rename a part. This is useful for later. I'll show you why it's useful. And just kind of to distinguish them easier. You can replace a part. So instead of removing a part, you can replace a part, and it'll try to keep as many parameters as possible. So if you replace this with an extension, it'll try to keep the rotation, the colors, yeah, and the code in it. So if you're replacing like a gun or something, it's better to do replace and remove, because remove will just remove everything. Alright, that's pretty much it for builder. Let's go ahead to the coder. Okay, we're in the coder now. So you have these parts here, and they have the chips. This is a chip. You can drag the chip around. You can drag it from here, here. You can drag it here. You can hide it here, which would hide it here. So the most important ones are going to be for our engine and for our gun right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and so what we need to do is to be able to see what the code is doing, we have to add it to this little arena. So right click again, and we can add it to arena here. And there it is. Now we can see what the code is doing, because it can react to things in the arena. You have different arenas here. You can add these drones here, and then you can go back here, so you can set up different scenarios without having to remove a bunch of stuff. Okay, now you have let's see what else you have. Okay, you can set variables here. These are preset variables. You can set them through code, but you can maybe set something up early in case you wanted to do something, maybe like a 1 and a 0, in case you wanted to split logic somewhere. So we have the body, oh sorry, and then okay, so basic engine. When you click on a little node here, on the cell I call them, click a cell, and you have different options here. You have the event, action, read, dispatch, listen, compare, wait, modify. So the most important one, or not the most important one, but the one we're going to use is event. Now this one starts a new thread. You can have many threads, and they will all execute at the same time. But a thread will wait until it's finished to go back to the CPU cycle node again. So let's this is where when it can go next. We'll go next up there, and then we'll do an action. Action is dependent on the part you're using. So this one you can move at an angle. Inherits, okay, so inherits value is the value that the last node passed down to it. So this is passing down a 0, and but we can also just say 0. 0 moves you at straight, so we can kill that. Now this is the controls. You can slow down the speed, you can speed up the speed, you can go forwards and backwards. We reset every time we change the code to put it into this one, and then we can just go ahead and we press play, and you can see the code working. You can see it going slower, or you can see it going faster, or you can reverse it. This is like going too fast that it would, whoops. This is going backwards. You can see that it was past 0. It's moving at 0. You can change this to 90. Will move you to the right. Reset. It will just move to the right, 1 speed. Okay, now the gun is now okay. So another thing with these nodes is that you can click and move them. Click and drag to move. You can hold Shift to highlight more than one by either clicking on them or clicking and dragging over them. You can move multiples. You can Control C, hold Control. You can see that it's up there. Control V. You can duplicate them. And you can also, when they're highlighted, hit delete, and you can delete them. Now we have the gun. Oh, another thing you can do is if you hold Shift and scroll with the mouse, you can zoom into these. If you hold Shift and hit with the middle mouse, you can drag these around. And then if you can't see the one here, you can say recenter and it will come back here. You can hide it and we can recenter it to this one here. You can also add extra chips if it allows it. You can have a second chip on the gun in case you need it. You can remove the chip. Okay. Now, okay, we do the same thing. We'll do event, CPU cycle, action, and we'll do action. This one has a fire. This one definitely needs a custom or something. And it will we'll just fire once, which is enough because it's cycling very fast to there. So now we just reset it again, and we're moving sideways and we're firing forwards. You can kind of see the gun there. Okay, now we can put this guy here just as a guinea pig, and he got hit a little bit. We can I guess we can probably have this guy not move. We'll just take this away for now. And then yeah, each part gets destroyed individually. He's getting a little knockback, and that's about it for that. Okay, now the body has all the sensors on it, so the body is good for sensing things. Let's do another event on here, and we can say, oh yeah, sorry, NPC CPU cycle, we can do a read. So read you can give the statistic for each part. So this will read here mass or armor. This can also read rounds, rate, speed, damage, duration, all the parameters of a gun. And this can read the parameters of the engine, and this is true for everything. These wings and extensions don't come with the chip by default, but you can add one. And you can also import chips, and this is good because we named this, so now we know that this is the one we're copying from. So now we can just copy the chips even though there's nothing there. Let's just hide all of those. So the body can read statistics, but it can also read drones, obstacles, missiles, perimeter. If you go out of perimeter for too long, you will fail. It will destroy your drone. So we'll get a nearest hostile drone, and we'll get its distance, and then we can let's go ahead and this input value for this is nearest. 0 means nearest, 1 means second nearest, 2 next one, next nearest, and so forth. So this is 0 is fine. And then this is variables, so we can save variables and we can use them here as well. So let's save the variable, and it will be the distance of this drone, I think. Okay, so if we do this and we play, this will be 0. Oops. So okay, another caveat is that you have to select the drone to see the code moving, because otherwise it doesn't know which one it's supposed to track. And this is 0 distance because there are no unfriendly drones. We're all on the same team. This 1 is the team. This is the ID. So we take this one and we go ahead and place him in team 2. Now he's hostile to us. Let's watch this again. Now it's distance is changing. He's getting knocked around a little bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's read the angle. Nearest hostile drone. Let's get the angle. The angle is relative to your facing, so 0 will be straight forward, negative would be on the left side, positive would be on the right side. You get the angle. 0 is fine. And now we can't really do much with the angle here, but we can go ahead and pass it to our engine, so we can go ahead and dispatch this, and we go angle, or just go turn. Now local will only affect chips in the body. Global will affect all the chips, all the parts, and area will actually affect all the drones in your team. So if you want to send messages to your team, you can do area. I haven't really tested that too much. Anyway, this will be global, and now we're sending the inheritance because this will get the angle, and now then that inherited value will go to here, and this will send it. Okay. So on the engine, we go ahead and listen for that. Global trn, and this is and then we go ahead and action, and we can go ahead and turn at the angle we just inherited. Now the bigger the angle, the faster it will turn. Smaller angle and slower will turn. Phone's ringing. Spam as usual. Okay, so now let's place them a little bit here. Let's go ahead and see what happens. So now he just turns toward them, and there you go. You can put him here, and you'll turn toward them and attack. That's basically it. Okay, now the nodes are there. Here are oh, did I do the? Oh yeah, I did the distance, right? So yeah, when you actually, I forgot. So when you see, you can see the variables here. So you can see the distance here. You can see all the variables that are saved, and this will go down. There's no limit right now. Maybe there's a limit, but this will scroll. Okay, now the other nodes that are something are, wait, which one has the most? Okay, read, dispatch, and listen we did. Compare is just a comparison value. This is good for if and else. You input, you compare it with this. This is good to check if it distance is to see if a drone has a distance to you. A 0 means it didn't find a drone, so maybe it didn't find a friendly drone or a hostile drone. This is good for angles, I think. I don't know. It's good for something. I can't think right now. Then we have wait. Okay, wait will actually wait for a certain amount of time. We can, I don't know, his phone's ringing, doorbell's ringing. Anyway, the wait, we'll wait a certain amount of time. We'll do, this is actually, so this is not by seconds or milliseconds, this is deciseconds, I guess. It would be, so 10 would be 1 second. It's just easier for me like that. So we can do, let's say 2 seconds. This is 2 seconds. And let's go ahead and say we fire after 20 seconds, and then we fire after 2 seconds, and we fire again. You can watch this happen here. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Anyway, that's cool to set up things, especially useful to make NPCs. Another thing about here is that you can edit the level, you can edit the arena, you can add obstacles. Obstacles, you click in, whoops, and then you grab both these things. Let's zoom out. Scroll wheel zooms out and zooms in. Double clicking, whoops, clicking twice on a drone will track it if it's moving and such. The clicking and dragging with the middle mouse will pan. Okay. So anyway, these are movable. You can move these where you want. Then you can hold shift. If you hold shift and click, you'll add a node. If you hold alt and click, you'll remove a node. You can increase the perimeter diameter here. So, and then, yeah, and this is kind of an obstacle representation right now. It's obviously not very good. See, what is this engine doing? It's just turning. Let's go ahead and move at this angle as well. And we can see that it, okay, well, you probably shouldn't turn. Let's just go ahead and let's just move it at an angle so we can, it will collide here. Okay, it's not very good collisions, but you know, it is what it is. And then it got shut off. All right. Yeah, I need to really fix those. These will also collide with each other. It's a little better than Then obstacle collisions, I don't know why. Alright, caught a little bug. Let's go to PvE side. So these will be the planets / targets. Then you can send your drones here. You can send this guy. You can send up to 3, but you can also just send 1. You can send these guys. You have these awards that you can win here. This will be the harder one, like the star. It's more of a condition type thing, and each of these levels will have that. You can deploy, it will simulate, and this looks very wrong. Okay, another bug. This is because I'm working on new stuff. The current version in testing should be okay. So you deploy, this will simulate the battle, and you go see what it does. We're obviously not doing anything, just going sideways. And yeah, now the timer is timing out. We're timing out and we're dying. You can select things like this. You can see what they were doing. You can maybe play it backwards to see what happened. That collision was kind of weird. But anyway, you can still look at the screen here. You can return this way, you can return this way. That's done. Okay, let's move on to the evaluate. We got this here. This is hooked up to a database. This is it could be your battle history. You can send a drone out to fight. It's obviously not going to do very well. Actually, I don't have anyone to fight right now, so hopefully you guys try it. Let's see if we can actually view a history here. No, okay. So you can use a challenge code here. If you use that, you can fight this little drone. Anyway, that's about it, I think. Settings, not much there. You can change UI size from small to huge to regular, resolution. You can do a letterbox, which is kind of, I thought that was kind of neat. I could do that. This way will give you more room for moving these guys out of the way. You can limit your FPS. You can display FPS. I don't think this works yet. You can change the volume, but the only thing that's really volumey is the clicks, and you can't hear them right now because I have that disabled. Okay. Okay, thank you for watching. The link to the Steam store page is below. You can go ahead and request access for the playtest, and you'll just get in if you want to. I hope this video will help you get started. I sure would love some feedback. You can join the Reddit community, that'd be cool. I'll probably make a PDF or something of how to play, a little more intricacies. There is a lot. There's a lot to go over. I think I forgot to modify node. Anyway, yeah. Next devlog, I will probably go over all the pitfalls that have happened over the course of developing this, including that awesome little collision bug. Alright, thank you for watching. We're out.